Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I will be making some background papers for the 3 sets of journals that I'm working on right now. You can see the sneak peek of them here. I'm doing a Coca-Cola theme. I've never done that before, but I was at an estate sale and found some really fun vintage ephemera, and so I decided to do a Coca-Cola theme. There's some really cool Coca-Cola fabric here that I found there. I'm also making 2 Raggedy Ann journals. This one here, and then there's also a little golden book that I used on the other one. This one's super cute. I'm not done with these. I have the signatures, but they're not sewn in. There's also going to be tassels on all of these. And then I'm doing a little golden book fire engine, the fire engine, and I have 2 of these little golden books, the same one, and so that's how this is looking. But I wanted to have fun with my gel press plate. I received this for Christmas. I have a smaller version of 5x7, but I received the 8x10 for Christmas, so I wanted to make some background paper. It's the perfect size for doing a full sheet of paper. So that is what I'm working on now. I have made a few already, but I wanted to make some papers to go in my Raggedy Ann book. And what I wanted to show you how to do today is how to make a gingham background paper using, I cut these out with my Cricut. I had this really thick poster board 12x12 paper. It was actually the sturdy cardstock that they stick in like packages of 12x12 paper from Stampin' Up, and so I just collected those, and so I made a little template in Design Space. I'll have a link down for it below, but it is just this line template. So if you lay this down on your paper and then roll the paint on top of the gel plate, you can do it one way and then turn it, and it will make a really nice gingham pattern on there. So we're going to kind of experiment with it today. I haven't done this, but I have seen it on YouTube when I was looking up ideas for it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'll show you the ones that I made already, and this was just, I made these by just putting dots of my paint on the gel plate and then rolling it out and then putting my paper on top and just capturing the paint onto the paper. So this is what they all turned out. They're kind of a mixed media sort of feel, abstract. There's lots of videos on how to use the gel plates. You can use them with the templates or without the templates, and these were all without the templates. So that's just how these turned out. I think they're really cool looking. Just fun to add like 1 or 2 sheets within your junk journal just for a different kind of paper effect. And what you could do with these, since they are so dark, is that you can add other things on top, like white paper or plain book pages, plain paper, whatever, and then do your journaling on that. Or you can just add ephemera or photos, however you use your junk journal. You just treat it as a piece of patterned scrapbook paper. So that's what I'm going to do here. Obviously the black and red ones are for the Coca-Cola albums, and then the blue and red are for the firefighter journals. But right now I'm going to make the gingham for my Raggedy Ann journals. So what you need with this, you need some 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm just using thin, I think it's 24 pound. It's a little bit thicker than the cheaper kind. And then I have this gel press, gel printing plate. I will put a link for this down below if you don't have it. And then you need something to roll out your paint. And of course you need the paints. So I'm just going to pull this out of here. And what I do is I just lay this on top of some parchment paper. You could use like just a piece of plastic or something like that, whatever, just to protect your surface that you're working on here. So I just have a piece of parchment paper there. And then you'll need something to pull your papers over to let them dry. So I just have a plastic kitchen trash bag that's over to the side here. So I'm just gonna lay my papers on there. And so what we're going to do, we're just gonna lay one of our templates on top of the gel press plate. Like that. And then I have these paints here. They are acrylic Artist Loft. They're inexpensive from Michaels. You can also use the ink, or I keep saying ink, I don't know why, but you can use the craft paint that's in the little bottles that you get. This is just a thicker consistency, so it's easier to use, easier to squirt out, and you know, it's not running all over the place, but you can use either one. So I'm just going to use my red and my blue, and it is the Artist Loft Ultramarine Blue and Crimson Red. And then you will want something to roll the paint out. This is actually one of the gel, I'll show you what I have here. This was the first thing I picked up. It's Jelly Arts Student Gel Printing Plate Kit. And this one has the roller, it has some templates in it, and then it has a small little, I think it's 5x5 or 5x7 gel plate. And I don't think these are the same. No, they're two different brands, but I'll link both of them down below if you should need or want to try out these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one color at a time, because I want this to be, I'm going to try out just doing one gingham that's just blue and then one that's red, and then I will do both colors at the same time. So I'm going to take and put some paint right onto my roller, and then go ahead and roll it out on top of the template, and it will show up on the gel plate. So let's try this out here. Just gonna squeeze some on here and go ahead and roll it out. Let's see how we get this here. Kind of have to spread it out. Probably have to add a little bit more. On here. This is really an experiment for me. I've never done this before, like the gingham anyway. It's like we'll need some more here. I don't have a lot of this blue left, so I may need to find another. I probably have another little, these are like little tiny tubes. They were actually from some Christmas canvas kits that we picked up at Michaels, that my friend picked up at Michaels when we did it. We did this at Christmas time. We painted Christmas canvases. So that's, I had these left over from that. All right, it looks like I'm going to have to use all of this for this one print. All right, so what we can do now is actually lay our paper down on top of this and then pick up the template and lay the paper down on top of this template. So I'm going to do this first. Let's see what we get from it. You can use the roller to press it down and you actually get some print on the back here, which is fine. Alright, let's see what this turns out to be. So we have that. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to pick this up and lay this over to the side. And I'm going to take another piece of paper and push this down on top of this and pick up the color here. Roll it out to pick up as much of the paint as I can on here. See what this turned out. So not bad. It dried up pretty quickly on there, but that's okay. This is going to be, it'll just look really rustic, so I like that. Alright, so now we're going to do the red, and I'm going to turn it the opposite direction on here. Try and see if I can get my spots even, my lines, just like that. Now this, you'll want to, I think this is pretty dry on here. Yeah, it's pretty dry. So we're just going to go ahead and do the red on top of this template. And I don't have much of this red either, so I may need to find, I'm going to go see if I can grab another tube of this. There's not as much as there was of the blue. Alright, let's use up this and then I'll add my other tube. I also found a couple of some other deco art and a folk art red and blue in case I want to make more here or I don't have enough of this. So let's see, I'm going to do it like this. Let's go ahead and squeeze the rest of this on here. Roll this out. Oh, that seemed to work better that way. That's what I'm going to do, is just squeeze it on. Not an expert on this. Haven't done a lot of gel printing. I just like to try things, different things out to make different papers for my junk journals. It seemed to spread out nicely. Alright, so now I'm going to take, actually I'm just going to go ahead and do the red and blue here. This, go ahead and roll it out. And if you didn't want the rolling out to be like this on the back of your sheet, you could always lay another sheet on top of it and roll that out. It just depends on what you want to do. So let's see how this turned out. Oh, I like this. But I let it sit there for a little too long, so it kind of picked up some of the paper, but I think that like it kind of dried on here a little bit. But I still think it looks great. Look at that. It kind of ripped some of the paper there, but I think that will dry okay. If not, I'll add a little bit of glue, but I love that. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry over on my plastic, and we're going to pull up the template here and roll out the rest of it on the other paper. ahead and stick this one down. So just remember to not leave it on there for very long, because it does dry quickly, at least that paint. So that looks pretty cool. I like that, but I want to add more on the back here. So I'm going to let the red dry, the template of the red dry a little bit, and bring my blue back in here and lay it back down. And we'll go ahead and add some blue back onto here. Let's pull this a little bit. It's crooked. There we go. All right. Try that for now and see if that will spread out. Need a little bit more, and I think that will do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down. I'm going to use another piece of paper just so I can roll it and not get it on my first side here. All right, there's that. Let's pull it up here before it starts to stick. See, it's already starting to dry on here, but that's okay. It'll just add to the rusticness of my paper. Ay, ay, ay. We'll get it off, we'll fix it. I'll probably lay this down on top of the kind of messed this paper up a little bit. Let's see if we can get it off. Almost there. There, not too bad. All right, it's fine. It'll be fine. So let's see, I'm gonna take that one. I'm going to go ahead and go down on this just to add a little bit more blue to the side. I'm just going to push it down with my hands so I don't oh yeah, love that. Okay, so let's see here. Now I want to put the red down again. I'm going to turn it over on this side. It's a slicker side, so I'm going to see if that works a little bit better as far as pulling it up on the after I roll it out on the paper. So let's go ahead and set that down there. I don't think there's any more. Well, there's a little bit more red in here, so I'm going to squeeze that out as much as I can get out here. And then I have a new one of these. a little bit more up at the top here. That's good. All right, so now I'm just gonna take and put this one down like this. I'm just gonna press it. See if this works better. Oh yeah, much easier. And look at that. I think that's awesome. There's just a little bit here that I can pull off or just add some glue to it, but I think that is going to be really good. And then I'm going to go ahead and press this down on here. And just to add some more, I'm going to go, should I go this way? Trying to decide which side I want to use this on. These are pretty good. I think I just want to go down on this one. Like this. And yes, I am getting paint all over my hands, but that's okay. Oh yeah, love that. So that just made my red a little bit more covering on the side of the page. That kind of sounded awkward, but anyway. So yeah, I love this. So here are the two sheets that I did. I love how that turned out. Hopefully you did too. I will put a link for my Cricut file that I used to cut these templates out with. Now I'm not going to save these, I don't think, because they're just a mess now. But if you were to cut this out of some thick vinyl or like a thick piece of plastic, I'm not even sure what kind, but you could make a whatever they use to make the plastic templates. Oh, I know what you could use. You could use the plastic, you know, those 3-ring binders that they have at the Dollar Tree, that they're thinner, they're kind of flimsy. You could totally cut that and make a template out of that and use that, and that would be washable. This just is not going to be washable. It's got paper stuck on it now. So I'm just gonna throw these two away when I'm done making. I think I'm good with this for now. So, and I do have more of this poster board. You could totally use like just a piece of poster board that you could get at the Dollar Tree or Walmart or whatever. A thicker cardstock, maybe 110-pound cardstock would work. But definitely the plastic, I think, would not stick as much as this. And you could wash it and reuse it. So, yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment and subscribe. Follow me over on Instagram because I will be doing some sneak peeks of the journals that I'm working on right now. As I said, I am working on Coca-Cola theme, Raggedy Ann theme, and the firefighter theme. So, and go ahead and subscribe here, ring that notification bell for further videos to be notified. I'd love to have you part of my crafty family. And I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.